Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, so when you run this command, there will be one more section be added, and that section is basically your email section. So if I go here, if I reload this, so you can see there is one more section get added, which is user.email. Anyone has any question so far? So we will discuss in detail. There are three basically areas when you create your Git repository, local Git repository. First is the untracked files, second is stage area, and third is commit. So untracked file means it is your working copy. So for example, I want to create my first file. So if I say touch command is used to create a blank file. So if I say file1 .txt file, okay, I have created this file and now I started working on this file. So this is my working file. Okay, so this is my working file. So I don't want to commit it until unless I finish my work. So now what I'll do, you can run one command git status. It will show that this is the untracked file. File1.txt is the untracked file. Fine. Now, second, you need to put this file into the stage area, then commit. So there are three areas as I mentioned. So now next what I want to do, git add and the file1.txt file. Git status you can check now again. So you can see that the file1.txt is in the stage area. Now if I say git commit -m, if I say file1 is added. Now these changes are recorded. So this goes into your local repository. Now how do you know how you can check your repository? You can run a command git log. Okay, so here it is saying that you have done one commit and you have to give some meaningful name here, message, so that when you see your git log, you can understand it, that what commits you have done. So my commit is file1 is added. Now here you can see the author is the one user.name we had given, and the email also you can see. This is the email address. Okay, so and this is the date and time. So here you can see that this particular author name and the email, it came from the global configuration file. Okay, so in the global configuration file, we are having the in the global configuration file, we are having the author name and the email address. You can also define the configuration on local configuration file. So what is local configuration file? So let me run the history command. So we have executed these commands. Let me give it to you. Okay, so okay, so now in your .git directory, if I say cat to read the file, so under .git directory there is a configuration file. Okay, so this git directory contains all the files and folders which are required for your local repository. So for example, if I say ls -la dot git, so all these files are under the .git directory. So one of them is config file. So this config file is basically configuration file for your local repository. So if you are creating 3 repositories, 3 projects, you have to create 3 folders for that, right? So here my
Hey viewers, our Master in DevOps engineering program can help you to hone the skills necessary to succeed in high-level DevOps positions. So, what are you waiting for? Enroll now and earn certification that show you are keeping pace with today's technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
config, and also you can see there is a head file which basically tells that where is the where currently your pointer is, reference pointer is. So what is reference pointer? Means, for example, you are uh, working on file 1 version 2. So head will say you are currently on version 2. Similar way, there is a objects directory. Under object directory, you will find that there is a snapshots. So what is snapshots in the Git? For example, you are committing the changes. Okay, so you have file 1. In file 1, you are having, say, an example, 3 lines. You commit your first change into the Git repository. Then you added some more lines. Say, an example, you added 2 more lines, total 5 lines. Now you are again committing to your, when I say commit, means you are just pushing that code into your local repository. Then when you commit that code, then it will not record all 5 lines. It will only have the difference between your version 1 and version 2. So it's a difference of 2 lines. So that will be recorded. Okay, so if you go to version 2, you will see there is a snapshot of version 1 and snapshot of version 2. Okay, so snapshot of version 1 and version 2, right? So that is called snapshot. For each version, it takes one snapshot, and instead of storing entire file information in different versions, it only stores the difference. Okay, that is called a snapshot, and that snapshot basically gets stored under the objects directory. All right, now next is that
Raman, I have one question.
Mhm.
here, does it have a snapshot for each of the versions, or only the versions which we are currently in? Say we are in version 2, so would it have the snapshot of version 1 and the differences in version 2, or there would be separate version 1 and version 2?
So for each version, it takes the snapshot. So say an example, you have file 1 which has 3 lines. So this is snapshot 1. If you have file number 2, same file, two extra lines, so it will take a snapshot of 2 lines.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else has any question? Okay. So that snapshots basically get stored under the objects directory. Okay.
Hi
So
Raman, if we remove few line or if we delete the file, then
if you delete the file again, you can revert back because snapshot is already there in the Git objects folder. Okay, so we will see those examples also. Means you are deleting the file and you are reverting it back.
but if I delete the file, then for this deletion action, there will not be any snapshot.
For deletion, there will not be. So deletion means it will just delete the file. So if I go to that, it means it will, yes. So there will be nothing right in that file. So we are deleting the object. So yes, so there will not be, that snapshot will contains nothing.
Okay.
Okay, anyone else has any question? All right. So now, this particular directory has one configuration file also, and that basically the local repository configuration file, which is having more priority as compared to the global configuration file. So now let us try one thing. Now let us try one more thing, that we will try to override the configuration of global configuration. So what I'll do, I will run a command git config, same command as global, but you need to change global with the local. If I say user dot name, if I say Raman. So basically now what I have done on in the config file, which config file? The config file which is used for the local repository. So if I say cat dot git and config file, so you can see there is a section get created, user, which has name equals to Raman. Now let me push my code to the local repository and see. So if I create one more file, say touch file2.txt, and if I say git add command file2.txt, and if I say git commit -m, file2 is added. Okay. Now, if I see the log, if I say git log, so you can see there is one more, and you see this head position I was talking about. So currently it is on the master branch. Branches we will discuss. So currently I'm in the master branch and I'm on this particular commit. Now you see the username is changed. Earlier username was DevOps School because it was taking from the global configuration file. But now it is taking from the local configuration file. So local configuration file will always dominate over the global configuration file. So now for this project, so there is so all the commands you can see on my.
Hey viewers, trying to get into DevSecOps? Enroll for our DevSecOps certified professional programs and earn the certification that shows you are fit for these technical roles and requirements. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
These nodes. Okay, so all the commands are here. So here, if you see one case study for the global configuration file. So here you can see Ritika is a software developer and she works on a project. Let's call it my project, and on her laptop, and manage the project repository using Git. She wants to set up the author of the project with her name and email address so that when she commits the changes to the local repository, then it records her name and later she can push that changes to the global repository. So here the developer, she is basically recording for, now this global settings is common for all the projects. So because she is making the changes on her laptop only, so whatever the project she creates, she wants that username will be Ritika and email will be her email address. Okay, so here these are the things, right? So you can just go to this and see. Now local configuration case study. Now Ritika has to develop the has to do the development on the development server. So now there is a common server for all the developers. So now she has to commit the code into that particular server. She has to develop the code and commit the code. So for that purpose, where multiple developers works on their projects, in this case, Ritika does not want to use the global configuration. Instead of that, she wants to set the author name and the email address to the local configuration file, right? So this is the use case when developer wants that, because if it puts the config username and the email which is on the global configuration file, then it will be common for all the developers. But this is not the use case, right? So because every developer has to record the changes with her or his name. Okay, so solution is given. So what you can do, you can try yourself this and then go to this solution. Anyone has any question?
Yeah, Raman, I need to understand this. So far what we have done is the local, it is the local thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So everything
And
is happening on the local
everything
system.
right. So everything that we have done is a local version control right now. We have not moved it to global, global
Right.
concept.
Right.
Okay. Another thing, Raman, that I need to understand is I hear a lot about Git bucket and probably a couple of more another tool, Bitbucket, GitHub, Gitbucket. What are these things? How are these different from what we are doing right now?
So if you say Bitbucket, it is the other, it's another software which is similar to Git only.
Okay.
So it is also distributed version control system. So if you want, like if you want to write a program, you can use one programming language like Java or .NET or maybe Python. So means at a time you can, means most of the time you are developing in one programming language your software. So same case is here. You can use Bitbucket or you can use Git, either of the software. Commands are almost same. Okay.
So
So
this
if
is
after
so.
doing this Git,
Mhm,
after doing this Git, then
mhm.
you will be easily able to understand almost all the version control system which is distributed. So Git is the one which is very popular. Now
Okay.
most of the IDE, integrated development of the packages like Eclipse, Visual Studio,
Mhm.
PyCharm. So they are having inbuilt feature as a Git. Bitbucket also you can use it, but because the demand of Git is very high, industry point of view, so that's why we have included this.
Okay. And Raman, this Git and GitHub, are these the same thing, or are these two different things?
Now, as I mentioned in the starting, GitHub is the centralized repository and
Okay.
Git is the local repository.
Okay, understood. So the global configuration piece that we are talking about, that is going to be GitHub.
As of now, everything I'm talking about the local repository. I did not discuss anything about the global. Global
No, no, we haven't.
configuration, name is global configuration, but
Okay.
it is for the all the projects. For example, you are working on a development server. You and me, we both are working on the same server to develop the application. So in this case, if I put username as Raman in the global configuration file, and if I don't set the local configuration file, the username, then you, if you commit the code or I commit the code, it will be recorded as Raman. So that is why. Uh, so that global configuration file is suitable for your laptop, because in your laptop you are when you are committing the code, you want your name as a username or author name. Whereas in the development box, it is not the case. In the development box, I need to keep it as a I need to keep it as a my name separately, your name separately for your project and my project. So I will store that information into my local configuration file.
Hey viewers, are you looking for formal training on SRE practices? Take our SRE program. This course will teach you how to successfully implement site reliability engineering in the modern day 24/7 services. Kickstart your SRE training today. Contact info is mentioned in the video sidebars and in the description box. Book your seats for the upcoming batches now.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So far we have not discussed anything about the global repository. So we will discuss in GitHub in a bit. All right. So now we have uh, clear understanding of the configuration file. There are some more settings which you can, if required, on the global level. So I had given you the example of username and email. For example, you want to change the color or something which you think that UI changes you want to do. So these things you can do it on the global configuration file. But for repository point of view, these two settings, user.name and user.email is mandatory. Okay, now let us move to the next topic. Git save changes. So as I mentioned that when you are storing the files, your project files into the Git repository, so first thing what you need to do, you need to save the files into your local repository, right? So you need to run a command git init. So that git init command will create a repository, a directory .git, right? Under that we are having some set of files and folders. Okay, so before coming to this git ignore, so this is the git init command. This command is used to initialize the directory with the git repository, and the command is git init. And time to time, I was running that git status command. So git status command basically tells you about your project, that what is the status, how many files are untracked, how many files are in the stage area, how many files are in committed, so whether is there anything which is to be committed, or whether there is anything which is in the stage area. So all these status, if you want to check, you need to run the git status command. For example, if I go back to my project again, and if I say git status, so here it is saying nothing to commit. But if I create one file here, say file 3.txt file, okay, and now if I say git status, so you can see now the status, it is saying file 3.txt file is untracked, right? So same way, if I say git add and file 3.txt, now if I say git status, so now the status, so it means I am tracking what is happening, whether my files are untracked, whether my files are in the stage area, or all are committed. Now if I commit this file, git commit -m, if I say file 3.txt is added. Okay, so if I say git status now, nothing to commit. So everything, all the files in your project are committed. Okay, so if I say, let me just run the history command. So let me give these commands to you. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's take 10 minutes break, and after that we will talk about some more commands related to the Git. Let's take 10 minutes break.
Raman, I have one question.
Mhm.
So, do we need to remember all these Git commands? I mean, all the ones you said just now?
So see, if you practice it, it's very easy commands. You will be easily remember it. But if you are a developer, you need not to remember this command. As I mentioned, that most of the IDE, integrated development environment, they are having uh, these commands in the form of the menu. So you just need to click behind the scene, this particular command will run. But yes, if you are preparing for the interview and uh, for the DevOps, definitely they will ask these commands.
And what is the text
Okay.
editor you are going to show here? I mean, like Eclipse or Visual Studio, like,
Mhm.
like that. What is going to be shown here for this demo?
Sorry, I don't get your question.
I
No,
think
I mean
Ashish,
to say,
I think what Akash is trying to ask is that which IDE you mentioned about IDE, right? That people are
Yeah,
using
Eclipse.
IDE integrated. And so which IDE will you show is he's asking. But I've got a related question. I think GitHub is also part of the session today or not?
Yes, today we will see some GitHub also. There is one
Yeah,
more lecture
because
on the Git
yeah,
that is
okay,
on Thursday, India time.
okay.
So,
Yeah, because in
so
my understanding, though I'm not from development myself, what I've noticed is people generally use GitHub and Bitbucket rather than. I'm not sure how many of us are developer here, but then I don't know if this is used now.
80% in the market, Git is used.
Okay,
So,
so
so
people
if
do it
you
manually. Wow.
not manually is one thing. And there is actually, as I mentioned, means for example, you are creating a Java project. Okay, you want to create a local repository. So if you want to create a local repository, you need to run this command. If you are not running, so those Eclipse or other tools, I will show that also. Okay, I think I have here Eclipse. So there you will see that the commands are automatically run. Okay, you need not to run those commands by running on some command prompt. This also you need to know, because for example, you are running a shell script or you are a DevOps engineer. So in that case, you are basically, you should know those commands, because on the Linux you need to run these commands. But if you are a developer, yes, I believe so. This is my project, and somewhere here, actually we need to add the perspective first. So because I did not add the perspective, let me just check if I add it. Local repository, local history. Okay, I will add the perspective and then I will show you. Okay, that I will show you on the means. It is easy if we talk about the development point of view. So you need not to run these commands. You just need to select that option, commit. So it will be
Okay.
automatically get committed. But yes, if you are a DevOps engineer, you should know all these commands.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.